Hello and welcome to another episode of my Facts and Glitches series, where I continue to show more of what I've learned about GTA 5 in my over 13,000 hours of playing the game and from my awesome viewers. Mechanics have rare voice lines that you only hear when you bring in very specific vehicles. You have likely heard their standard commentary as you enter many times.
What miracle did you want me to perform? Here for the magic touch? What brings you in today? What can the best mechanic in LS do for you? What's wrong with her now?
This is what you'll hear for over 99% of the vehicles in the game. However, they make different remarks if you are driving a high-end vehicle from the original 2013 release. These include the Adder,
Nice set of wheels.
Z-Type,
That's a hell of a ride.
Vaka,
I'd love to get my hands on that baby.
Entity XF,
Sweet ride.
and Cheetah.
You got an eye for quality.
To be clear, all single-player high-end vehicles don't elicit these comments, as there were other high-end vehicles that were later added to single-player that just get the default comments. You can see this with the Zentorno
Here for the magic touch?
and the Turismo R.
What can the best mechanic in LS do for you?
I guess after Rockstar released the game, they just forgot these lines existed and so never used them again. GTA 5's social media after the mission repossession contains a reference that may be related to cut content.
You fucking with me, right?
Franklin and Lamar get into a shootout with the Vagos, and afterwards Go-Go Dave posts, "Major shootout going down right near the boardwalk at Vespucci Beach. I can hardly bleed, I'm rollerblading so fast." Despite what Dave here says, you may have noticed that NPCs in Los Santos are not capable of rollerblading. So perhaps at one point in development they could and this was cut before release, or maybe the person writing these lines was not fully aware of what NPCs could do in the game. This pilot, who is called SMM Pilot 01 in the game's files, is surprisingly the background character that appears the most in GTA 5 and GTA Online. You could say he has a story that rivals any of the main characters, and we just never notice. He first appears as Devon's pilot on the mission Eye in the Sky. He is then seen again only a few missions later on the mission Card Libre, where he is now flying the plane carrying Javier Madrazo that we have to shoot down. This is also where he seemingly dies for the first time. If he did die, death doesn't seem to keep him down, because we see him again on the mission Bury the Hatchet, where he walks past Michael at the airport while he's on his way to North Yankton. He then apparently gets sick of flying planes because he makes his first appearance in GTA Online as our yacht captain, Brendan Darcy. But apparently he gets sick of the ocean because he's back again in the After Hours DLC as the pilot English Dave hires to fly DJ Solomon when we sign him for our nightclub.
Twat.
The next time we see him is in the High Society League finale during the Contract DLC. He carries away the billionaire before we shoot him down, and he seemingly dies for the second time. Although in this case there's no actual dead body of the pilot inside the crashed helicopter. We should just assume by some miracle he survives again, because he comes back during the mission A Clean Break, which is the finale of the No Way Out missions given to us by Avi Schwartzman. He is hired to be our getaway pilot when escaping the FIB building, but is taken out while he waits for us on the roof.
Okay, put the pilot on. Oh, did they?
While this does appear to be the third time he dies, that hasn't stopped him in the past. We'll have to wait and see if he makes any more appearances in GTA Online, but I sure hope he ends up in GTA 6 so we can see his story continue. There is more evidence that GTA 5 has social media in the afterlife. During Hood Safari, when we steal some jet skis from the rapper MC Clip, we have the option to kill him as we leave.
Nasty, homie.
Lamar will even comment on it if you do so.
You clapped the clip, man. Hey, I wanted his autograph.
However, despite his death, MC Clip will still post about the incidents. Photo shoot got ruined by a couple of hoods who stole our sea sharks. Interrupted my flow on some smoking hot models too. When are brothers gonna stop hating on my success? You might think that maybe he was intended to survive, but there's a news article confirming his death on the Los Santos Shepherd news site. I like the final line here. Police are searching for 3 gangbangers on speedophiles. Jokes aside, MC Clip continuing to post after his death is obviously just an oversight from Rockstar.
You clapped the clip, man.
A new speed glitch has been discovered in GTA 5, and it's achieved by abusing one of the slowest vehicles in the game. You just need to attach a small tow truck to a rat loader with the basic truck bed modification. Even doing just this, it already looks pretty broken because it attaches to the wrong spots. But the magic can truly start when the tow truck is reversed into the rat loader to get the vehicles as close to each other as possible. Then the rat loader needs to be lifted up and down a few times to get stuck on the back of the tow truck, which creates some jank physics so that when you drive, you gain an incredible amount of speed. Basically, the rat loader constantly presses the back wheels of the tow truck into the ground, making it accelerate. The result is that you can get insane speeds before the rat loader inevitably detaches, or you end up crashing. There is a possible error that can occur in GT5 social media depending on the order you do the earlier missions. When you complete the mission Father-Son, you unlock 2 missions, one being the mission Marriage Counseling, which then leads into Friend Request, and the other being the Long Stretch. After you complete Long Stretch, Lester will post, "I hear Jay Norris's funeral will be free, restricted access, minimal design, with guest targeted advertising." The problem with this post is that you can choose to complete the Long Stretch before completing Friend Request, and it is in Friend Request that Jay Norris dies. So it is possible for Lester to post this before he dies. But of course you could choose to do Friend Request before the Long Stretch, and in that case this post would come after Jay dies, as you would expect. So was it a mistake that Lester's post was connected by the developers to Long Stretch, or did they intend for Lester to send this before Jay died as some sort of foreshadowing? If that's the case though, then it's weird that he can send it before or after Jay dies. I guess we'll never know. Grand Theft Auto 5 is surprisingly programmed to accept impossible locations for your getaway vehicles for the heists. While the area of North Yankton is normally not accessible outside of the mission's prologue and Bury the Hatchet, if you use mods to teleport yourself with a car to North Yankton, the game will fully accept the location as suitable for a getaway vehicle for the Blitz Play heist.
Hey, I got a ride for our getaway, homie.
Well done. Where's it stored?
North Yankton.
This is the same for the firefighter approach to the Bureau raid.
Lester, I got us that getaway car for when we come out the Bureau.
All right, give me the location.
North Yankton.
There are even voice lines recorded for this with all 3 characters.
North Yankton.
North Yankton.
Of course, if you teleport back to Los Santos and play through the missions without mods, when you get to the point of needing to go to your getaway vehicle,
Let's go where we stashed the car. Come on.
you will of course be stuck and unable to finish the mission. Trevor lies to us on the mission Mr. Phillips when he insists that he needs to immediately handle the bikers.
That doofy cowboys forced our hand. We gotta find the rest of the lost.
However, once the bikers reach the trailer park, as long as we don't enter it ourselves, we can actually go anywhere we want for as long as we want to. At this point in the mission, there is no fail condition for time, or outdistancing the enemies, or abandoning the shootout. We can even go all the way to Los Santos if we want to, and visit Michael's house. What a surprise, he doesn't seem to be home. After we're done with exploring, we can of course return to the trailer park and continue the mission as if nothing happened. Rockstar made a mistake with the mission Deep Inside, where we steal the JB700 from a movie set. This mission is well known for giving you many choices for how to acquire the car, which unfortunately means that your choices can conflict with the social media posts afterwards. For example, Musketeer will post after the mission, "Actor found unconscious in trailer on movie set." Despite that this is optional for Franklin to knock out and steal the actor's clothes to blend in, this will always be posted, so it is sometimes incorrect. Lonnie Fig 3 also posts, "Check this out. Just saw a woman being ejected from a car. I think she was famous too. Hashtag only in Los Santos." Launching the actress out of the JB700 is again optional. You can scare her away before you take the car, you can kill her, or you can stop and let her out of the car at many points. So if you don't launch her out, this post too will be incorrect. There is a secret phone call about Lester that is related to the Merryweather Heist. During the setup for this heist, we are told Lester is at a hospital.
Did you talk to Lester?
Yeah, I called him. Apparently he's in the hospital having his vagina cleaned or some shit.
After completing the mission Scouting the Ports, of course Trevor can't normally call Lester because he doesn't have his number, but you can manually call Lester's phone number, which is 346-555-0102. If you do so, a lady from the Caulfield Center for Spinal Research will pick up and talk about Lester's hospital visit. Or at least she would talk, except there is no audio for this call, only the subtitles. This suggests that Rockstar intended to remove it, but they accidentally partly left it in the game. Fortunately for us, the cut voice lines can still be found in the game's files.
The Caulfield Center for Spinal Research at Mount Zona.
I'm looking for Lester Crest.
Yeah, I've got his phone. Mr. Crest is taking a nap right now. He's going through a bit of a rough patch. If you'd like to know our visiting hours.
No. That's fine. He ain't much use to me anyway.
Maybe this call was originally going to suggest that Trevor was having doubts about leading the heist himself, and so he wanted some advice or help from Lester. Rockstar made a mistake with the Merryweather Heist. After the heist, the Daily Globe will post a news article that explicitly references a freighter being blown up in the port of Los Santos. There is, however, just one problem. Only the freighter approach to the heist involves us blowing up a freighter. In the offshore approach to the heist, we are nowhere near the port of Los Santos, and there is no freighter involved at all. But despite this, after the offshore approach, this same news article will still be posted, now referencing non-existent explosions and a sunk ship that didn't happen. While obviously not necessary, after the heist you can go and confirm that there is no destroyed freighter at the port. There is actually another example of this error. Plonker Freddy's post seems incorrect as well when it appears after the offshore approach. I'm cruising down the Great Ocean Highway, look out at the sea, and think I see a fireworks display on this big boat. Then I look again and realize they're goddamn gunshots. While the stated location makes sense, as the offshore approach does take place near the Great Ocean Highway, there is no shootout on a big boat in this approach to the heist. Again, that happens on the freighter approach on the other side of the city. We know that the Merryweather Heist underwent a lot of changes during development, and I guess the social media was just not updated with the changes. Rockstar made an embarrassing mistake with the enhanced version of GTA 5. In the original release of the game, the side character Hal, who we know from Franklin's street racing side missions, worked as a mechanic at the LS Customs near the airport. In the future, with the release of the Los Santos Tuners DLC for GTA Online, he moved to the LS Car Meet and was replaced at the LS Customs with a generic NPC. While Hal moved in GTA Online, this was never reflected in single player because that game is permanently set in 2013 when Hal worked in LS Customs. This all changed with the release of the enhanced version of the game, as Rockstar seemed to forget when GTA 5 was set because Hal is no longer at LS Customs as he should be. This creates an issue for the mission father-son. Franklin of course still mentions that they should repair the car at LS Customs with Hal.
Hey, this the place up here. I know this dude, man. His name Hal. He gonna look after me.
Upon entering the mechanics, Hal can still be heard speaking to Franklin, despite the fact that he's not there.
Still need to get you out for one of the races, Franklin. See if you drive as fast as you talk.
The same issue occurs even if Franklin has already won his first race with Hal.
For a second I thought you'd just come here to talk smack about that race you won.
Even more strange is that you don't even need to go into LS Customs to hear Hal's disembodied lines. His voice can be heard just by changing your camera perspective.
Still need to get you out for one of the races, Franklin. See if you drive as fast as you talk.
I wonder if Rockstar will ever bother to fix this. At the end of the mission, Daddy's little girl, Michael and Tracy escape on a jet ski, before Jimmy and Tracy take off, leaving Michael smoking at the pier. You might have noticed that Dr. Friedlander's office is very close by. If you run to his office for a therapy session, after you complete the session, the jet ski Michael previously escaped on will appear out the front. Rockstar's desire to always give you a vehicle to get around with doesn't really work out in this case. So that's the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. If you think you know of anything that would be of interest to this series, feel free to add it to my Discord. I hope you're all doing well.